Pope Francis apparently performed a half miracle recently. I don't even know what a half miracle is, but let's go ahead and see if they convince us that he indeed did do something supernatural.
Some say Pope Francis might be responsible for a half miracle. During a mass in Naples on Saturday, he was given a vial of dried blood belonging to Saint Gennaro, the city's patron saint. The Archbishop of Naples says when Francis kissed the glass, the blood half liquefied, and the cardinal declared it a miracle. The Pope then joked that he and his congregation had to work harder since, quote, the saint only loves us halfway. Saint Gennaro was martyred in AD 305. The church's followers believe that with enough prayer, the preserved blood will liquefy when it's put on display during the 3 feast days celebrated each year. According to the Catholic Herald, Saturday was the first time the blood has liquefied in the papal presence since 1848, when it did so in front of Pope Pius IX.
First of all, you want to know how creepy this is? The Catholic Church, the reason why they have his blood saved in that thing, they used to only do that for martyrs. If you die a martyr, then they'll take your blood. And, oh, the holy blood person was a martyr. They died for their religion. Yes! Save the blood. They're so great. I wonder how we'd feel today if people did that in the name of jihad. But we think it's such a great tradition. I guess, what do you mean? He died a martyr, so we just took his blood and we worship it. Well, what's the problem with that? I don't see any problem with that. Really? You don't? Okay. So that's the first thing. Then the second thing is, that's your miracle / half miracle? Even Pope Francis, he made like a joke about it. I think Pope Francis knows that it's bullshit. Because he was like, oh, it only was half a miracle? It only half became liquid, the blood? Well, I guess we need to work harder to get it to be a full miracle. I think he knows, like, wink, nod, this is just, come on, don't be silly. And there's a line in the HuffPost article on this. They say, quote, skeptics believe there is another explanation for the phenomenon. You don't say! One possibility is that the blood liquefies when there are certain changes in conditions, such as when the relic is moved from storage to display. I wonder which is more likely. An actual dead guy is sending messages by half liquefying his blood, which is in the vial, to let us know that we love us, or he loves Pope Francis, or if there's just some sort of atmospheric thing going on. I wonder which is more likely. And the connections that people make, man, as if there's a logical connection, like, oh, the blood did this thing with the thing, and that means that he approves of Pope Francis. What the fuck? What are you talking about? There's no connection between the things. That's like back in the day, I remember we covered the story when there was a cow which had spots on it, which kind of looked like the map of the world, and people came out and argued, God. It proves it, God. Map on the cow. As it, like, what kind of a fucking message? Why would God send a message that way? Like, oh, we put a map on a cow, therefore I exist. What? That doesn't mean anything. And plus, I don't even believe that cow existed. It was probably a Photoshop. And, which leads to my next point about this, I think this entire thing, it just might not happen, but they say it happened. Like, oh yeah, look, it's liquid, and they're looking at it, I don't see it, well, whatever, put it away. Yeah, it liquefied. It either didn't happen and they say it happened, or it was some, atmospheric thing with the temperature, the pressure, or whatever, or they do something to it, like put it on a hot plate or some shit to actively make it melt a little bit. The idea that anybody's considering, like, oh, maybe this is supernatural and this is Gennaro's way of saying Pope Francis is great. No, if there's life after death and that guy believes that Francis is great, you know how he can make that message known? He can speak to everybody on Earth and say, Pope Francis is great. How's that for a radical idea? Because that's their argument. He's in heaven. He's a saint. He wants to let us know Pope Francis is great. Okay, well, I'm open to it. Let's see. Let's see him. I want to hear him. I want to see him. I want everybody in the world to hear him and see him. If he could do anything, he's a saint. He's alive after his death. Go on every TV channel at 7 o'clock tonight and say, heads up, everybody. Hey, Gennaro here. What's up, baby? Just want to let you know real quick. I approve of this guy. I'm giving him my saint endorsement. Holla at you, boy. I'm out. Peace. But he's not going to do that because it's not real. No, the fakeness of religion is so stunning and so brazen and so arrogant and so in your face. And then, of course, the irony is they turn around at the end, just like we did in the last story, and the religious people call the people who believe in science arrogant. We're arrogant? The height of arrogance is showing somebody a thing of fucking blood from a martyr and saying, see, something happened with the blood, therefore this guy loves Francis and this guy's sending a message and you don't believe it? You don't believe it? Well, you must be an anti-Christian bigot.